Hey guys, so it's finally here. Android 11 is finally available for the Redmi Note 5 Pro in the form of a custom ROM. And one of the custom ROMs I want to check out today is called Lineage OS 18. Now the guys, the developers behind Lineage OS is so talented, so skilled, and so fast in delivering this ROM over to the Note 5 Pro. And yeah, it is the first ever Android 11 ROMs, so there are a lot of things to actually talk about, and so let's get started. Alright, so the first thing that I need to talk about first is all the Android 11 features that are brought with this ROM in general. First of all, Android 11 introduced a lot of nice little enhancement to the music player, the quick settings, and a lot of the minor stuff like the animation or the user experience. And to be honest, I am really in love with Android 11 and how it has refined the experience for us. Let's talk about the user interface for a little bit. The user interface has been updated with better animation and a lot of add-ons to our user interface. First of all, the first thing right off the bat that I noticed is that the animation is so bouncy. It's so smooth, so refined, and it's still the same deal. In terms of gestures and how they work, it's still the same thing. But they somehow made it a lot smoother and less glitchy than Android 10, which is a nicer addition. It's not perfect though, it's still sometimes quite buggy in some places, but hey, this is the initial version, so can't really expect much. And there are actually a lot of nice enhancements. For example, the wallpaper now zooms in and out when you drag down the notification center, or you swipe up to the app drawer, or you swipe to the app switcher. It has this sort of animation when it comes to the wallpaper, which is a very cool thing to actually see, right? Just like iOS 14. And yeah, it's just overall a very refined experience thus far. Of course, the gesture is, as I mentioned, slightly different, but still the same deal. And the back gesture is still pretty annoying in my opinion. The next big thing is in terms of the quick settings, right? It has now embedded this huge music player, music control over this quick settings, and honestly, I kind of like it. I kind of dig it. It's really compact in this small screen here, and even though it took quite a bit of a space from the quick settings, the quick settings is only now 3x2 grid, which is pretty actually pretty annoying in my opinion. But yeah, the whole big screen here is very muchly appreciated, and this quick, and you can actually control the music from everywhere from the quick settings notification center, which is really nice. Also, notifications has got a bit of an upgrade. It has now got better grouping. It can now group conversations and other types of notifications into different batches, different groups together now. But in my opinion, some of those are just too much in terms of spacing, especially when it comes to spacing between different groups of notifications. I wish that they would, narrow down those a little, because notifications are now taking quite a lot of proportion of the screen. And we have some nice little features with the power menu. The power menu has received a very much needed upgrade. Now, not only can you now make the phone turn off, restart, or go to airplane mode, but you can also control your home appliances through this power menu. And of course, you can store all of your credit confirmation, tickets, pass in this one place. Now, I don't have any of those here to demonstrate, but I do have one thing that they have put in as a system thing, and that's cat controls. This is a very cool Easter egg that they put back in Nougat, and now they have done it again with Android 11. Basically, you just fill in this water, fill in water, and then feed the cat some toys and food, and it will give you this little cat emojis that give you some cat, for example, like here. It's really nice. It's really fun if you wanna play with it for a little while. If you don't know, yeah. And of course, there is a big new feature which is called chat bubbles. Now, this is definitely not new. If you use Facebook Messenger, you're definitely very familiar with this feature. But now it has been embedded into the Android system, and moreover, it now supports a lot of other chat apps. Of course, I use Messenger, so this is what it looks like. And it doesn't look like that different from Facebook Messenger, to be honest. And so yeah, if you use that a lot, then this is going to be very familiar to you guys. Just the fact that it's now integrated, and so it should work a lot better. And the other small stuff is that it also it does support Gcam, right? As long as it has Camera 2 API, Gcam is a no-brainer. And so that's all of the new features and other things that I noticed that is really nice. Performance, in my opinion, has been absolutely stellar. Considering that this is the initial build and that things can definitely go better from now on, I am very impressed by the performance of the Lineage OS 18. Everything is so fast, so responsive. The animation is so bouncy, and so it feels more like iOS now. The whole thing itself. Of course, it still has its glitches, as shown right here, but it's no big deal really. And so let's talk about some of the cons, and that's where all the big stuff usually goes to. First of all, this is one of the cons that I noticed, that this is absolutely no customization at all, right? There's absolutely nothing you can actually tweak. There's no option for battery percentage, and yeah, it's a very boring ROM in my opinion, if you put it that way. And there are some weird little bugs, like for some reason there is some very weird red flickering when you unlock the phone. Some certain applications still crash, like the Styles and Wallpapers app, and I would go out there and advise you against flashing G apps, especially the bigger ones, because they will have Android setup, which doesn't work on this ROM. Also, no fingerprint gesture. There's no fingerprint at all supported. This is like a 50-50 thing. If you're lucky, you will have fingerprint working, but others like me, you will have to use patterns or pins, which is really annoying. No Google Assistant. For some reason, it's not supported. And as of shooting this video, Magis is not supported, and no deep sleep. However, the battery doesn't actually drain that much throughout my time with this ROM, and so I don't think that's a big issue. For some reason, the CPU Spy app that I use reports that deep sleep isn't working, but it doesn't actually drain the battery during sleep, which is very surprising and very baffling in my opinion. So that's it for today's video. Honestly, this is a very initial build, so it has a lot of bugs and here and there. But if you can put up with those bugs that I just mentioned, then this is actually a pretty good ROM to go to, especially if you want to test out early Android 11 and all of its new glorious new features. So that's it for today's video. I hope you like it a lot, and if you do, hit the like button down below. If you love it, subscribe for future videos and more amazing Android 11 contents. Anyways, thank you and goodbye.